your girl Nurse Vita, and I am back with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, thank you. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. On my channel, I talk about travel, my locks, hairstyles, and reviews. This particular video is part 2 of a video that I did regarding my surgery. I had surgery 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to be showing an update of my incisions and how they're healing, as well as going to how I'm doing right now. All right, friends, so now that we have gotten the pleasantries out of the way, let's jump into this video.
Keep your eyes on me, apply. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, fly. Now I'm on top.
Okay, so I will link my first video up here, part 1 of this post-op procedure video. So like I said, I had surgery 2 weeks ago. It was a robotic laparoscopic surgery to remove 2 cysts and my left tube, and I had a bunch of adhesions. I'm gonna pop the video up here so you can see just how bad it was. And it was so crazy because doctors have kept telling me that, you know, basically they was like everything inside my abdominal cavity was just like in a big ball. And I'm thinking, okay, in a big ball. So I'm gonna show y'all. So this is what a normal uterus looks like, okay? So as you can see, the little pink ball that you see, that's your uterus. You have 2 little tubes basically coming from your uterus. That's gonna be your fallopian tubes. So the 2 little white little balls at the end of the fallopian tubes, those are your ovaries. So as you can see in this picture, this is what a normal uterus looks like, okay? Now keep this in mind. We're gonna show you another picture, okay? This is what a normal uterus looks like. You see the nice red, pink, beautiful uterus, the 2 tubes, and the ovaries, and everything is nice and spacious and wide, and everything has room to lay in its normal spot. Okay, now, if you do not like blood, gore, anything like that, or anything graphic, I'm going to show you my actual picture from when I had surgery. So, brace yourselves. So, okay, it surprises me every time I look at it. All right, now this is my uterus prior to surgery. So this is what my uterus looked like. I'm gonna give you a minute. Like, that's me. That's inside of me. You know what I mean? Like, really. Okay, so if you can't tell, because I really couldn't at first, like, what's going on this picture? What's this? Okay, so where my uterus, you see the ball. Okay, that is my uterus. That little flap that you see encasing my uterus, those are my intestines. You can't see the tubes. You can't really see my ovaries. You can see one, the right one. You can see one little ball stuck right there. You can't see my left one. And everything is just stuck together like a big ball. Everything is in a fist. So that is all stuck together. And in addition to my intestines being, my intestine encasing my uterus, my appendix was stuck to my belly button and the bottom of my pelvic wall, so abdominal wall. So now I'm knowing why I usually have a lot of bloating, and as you can tell, let me turn this way. I could usually have a lot of pain and bloating in this area, and my right side will always be the worst. It would go down my leg, and it would just be horrible. So now, as you can see, like me, now we know why. Nothing was where it was supposed to be. So in the surgery, they had to basically, they call them adhesions. When you have endometriosis, you have adhesions that stick to themselves and make everything, every organ stick to your body cavity, stick to your uterus, fallopian tubes, ovaries, intestines. You can find it might be stuck to your liver, your kidney, like any organ that you can have adhesions. And if you had you have a prior history of surgeries, then that increases your chance for adhesions because, okay, when your body heals, it creates scar tissue. And from that scar tissue, it creates new adhesions. So it's a lot. So basically what she had to do was they call it a lysis of the adhesions, which is like burning. They burn it off so that it's not stuck to the inside of your wall anymore. And they basically had to just, I don't want to say scrape, but that's what it seems like they did. Just basically pull apart everything and try to put it in its place. They still could not find my left ovary, so they were only able to, because I had a cyst on that one, so they saw the cyst, so they were only able to drain that cyst instead of cutting it and removing it off. They removed the right cyst on the right ovary, and they were able to remove my left tube. So now I only have one tube that's on the right side, and what else? Cut my appendix and made sure that it's in its right spot. So on this side, I still have a bunch of adhesions, but they had to stop in the middle of the surgery because they found a tear in my intestines. So they had to pause the surgery, call in a general surgeon so that I wouldn't leave the hospital with the bag, colostomy bag. So if you ever seen those bags that hang out, it's because there's some form of injury or disease that's inside the colon or intestines that makes that person need a bag to actually hold basically their poop. So enough of that. So this wasn't even what that video was about, but it was just so shocking to me. I decided to share that with you all. Okay, so now let's jump into, this is the end of week 2. So we're going into week 3, and you can see that let me get a little closer. You can see this was the main one that I was concerned about, but it's actually, everything is shrinking, everything is healing like it's supposed to. That's the Dermabond that they use to close it up, seal it up. We have this one right here, and I don't really have this one. It used to caused me pain, especially when I tried to lay on my side, but now it's not as bad. And before, when I would try to stand up straight, I can still feel things that were inside of my abdominal cavity were being pulled. It felt real tight. So now I always try to make sure my posture is straight, because I don't want any more adhesions to start building up while I'm still healing. So I try to make sure that my posture is straight, and I still have a little pain in my lower abdomen and pelvic area. I have a little pain up here, and this is the end result. And you see that one that's inside of my belly button. So now that it has been greater than 7 days, it has been longer than a week, I'm going to start using these scar removal strips on the incisions as they heal, so it can just decrease the chances of me having really big scars. Because who wants to go to the beach in a 2-piece and your stomach like this, like you got bullet holes? Okay, so I'm going to do my best to try to decrease the size of the dark, I don't want any dark spots, or just the size of the scars. And I used it when I had my abdominal lap, where they did the C-section cut. I used this on there, and it healed up very nicely. You can barely tell unless you're really looking. And probably if I would have kept using it, you probably wouldn't be able to see. So I might even put some on this area as well. So I'm gonna cut this off and place it on the scars, incisions. All right, so I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I've just taken one strip out of the pack. I think there is 4, and they're reusable strips. That's why I like this brand. So you can reuse them until they don't stick anymore. So once I use these, I will take these off. For the first few days, They recommend that you only wear these for 4 to 8 hours. After, I think like 4 days, 4 or 5 days, or maybe a week. After the first, I'm gonna just try for the first 4 days and just see how that goes, but I really want these scars to go. After the first 4 days, I'm going to start wearing these for 12 hours, all the way up until I get to being able to wear them for 24 hours. So that is how this works. So I'm going to open the pack. And I have already cleaned and sanitized my scissors. So this is what it looks like. It's just a silicone strip. I'm going to place it, and I really don't need a lot. Place it on to see how much I need to cover. And I'm going to cut out one little triangle. And they're basically all the same size. So I'm gonna just use this one to measure the rest of them. So now I have 4 individual pieces. As you can see, my 4 strips. And I'm going to place them on the incision. And all you do is peel it off. This is the actual part, the tan looking part. That is the piece you use. And just stick it on. So I would do that for each one. And stick it on. Make sure, I just got out of the shower, so make sure you're doing this to clean, dry skin. You don't want any oils or anything on there, so to cause them to not stick. Now I have all 4 of my incisions covered, and I may try to just take a picture on day 4 so I can see show you what it looks like, and I can see what it looks like, and then just do a kind of follow-up video every week to see how they're progressing. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. I'm doing much better now. I'm able to walk without assistance. I can bathe myself, basically take care of myself. I really can't pick up anything too heavy, and I'm not supposed to. I'm still on a low fiber diet just because of all the extra extensiveness that it took for them to sew my intestines back up. So I don't want to eat a lot of fiber, because actually when I do try to do number 2, it kind of hurts. I can feel every little thing going through. So I try to limit that, and I'm still on stool softeners, and I have pain medication, but I don't really take it anymore unless I absolutely need it, because I'm a person who, even though I have endometriosis and it's so very painful, I really don't like taking pain medicine. So I have to actually really be in a lot of pain for me to take it, or I don't want the pain to escalate till I'm in a lot of pain. I drink a lot of hot teas. I drink with honey. So I try to use anything natural that can help decrease inflammation and help decrease the pain, so that I won't be on any medications. And I've always been like that. So once again, thank you so much for watching my video. I will keep you guys updated on how these scar away strips do on these scars, and I will see you next time. Be blessed.
When I won, now my mama said, 'cause I won.